Look, I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. You've been doing this. You've been scrolling on Instagram for months, watching people your age making tons of money online, driving their dream cars, retiring their parents, and deep down, you know you could be doing the exact same thing. You've probably tried dropshipping, maybe some affiliate marketing, watched 1,000 YouTube tutorials, but there's always been one massive roadblock stopping you. You think you need to be some kind of expert or have special skills to make real money online. Here's the truth that nobody talks about. The 19-year-old making $10,000 per month with a faceless Instagram page isn't smarter than you. The college dropout pulling in $350 per day isn't more talented than you. They just figured out that you don't need to be an expert, you don't need to show your face, and you don't need thousands of dollars to start. This is the exact method that took me from pushing carts for $10 an hour, being a broke, depressed college dropout, to making tens of thousands of dollars per month from just one Instagram account. And I had no special background, no rich parents, no business degree. All I used was a phone and a system. I call it the 6-step profit system. Step 1 of the profit system is platform understanding. All Instagram automation is creating simple content and pushing viewers to products. That's pretty much it. You're not Amazon. You don't need warehouses. You're not Netflix. You don't need million-dollar budgets. You're a traffic director with a smartphone. You can build a page around anything: health, manifestation, investing, travel, home decor. I don't care. As long as there's demand in the market, you can build a page around it and make money off of it. And the best part is that you don't need millions of followers to start. You just need a couple thousand people interested in your specific topic to make thousands every month. So here's some real numbers. I built a page to 80,000 followers and made $100,000 in profit in just 1 month. And that's about a year after starting with zero guidance, just free YouTube tutorials like you're probably watching right now. And with this skill that I have, I can start new Instagram accounts and make thousands of dollars within the first month. And like I said, I documented everything, so this isn't some trust me bro story, because men lie, but numbers, they don't. And I didn't have to take sales calls to make this money. You'll never have to be on Zoom all day to sell products. No complicated funnels. You don't need 17 landing pages and email sequences that look like rocket blueprints, and no expensive software. Your phone is your entire business. And the reason why this might sound too good to be true, because we now live in an attention economy. Businesses used to fight for shelf space in stores. Now they fight for scroll space on phones. So if you can capture attention and direct it to products people want, you've essentially become a human Google ad that gets paid even better. And I know there's someone out there thinking that this seems way too saturated, but to be honest with you, there are a lot of Instagram pages out there that you'll be competing with. So the question is, how can you win if you start from scratch? Think of it this way. Everyone's also breathing oxygen. Doesn't mean there's a shortage. Saturation equals validation. That's it. When you see lots of people making money somewhere, that's your green light, not your red flag. It's like seeing a crowded restaurant. You don't think too crowded, you think, oh shit, this must be good food. Common sense, but common sense isn't too common anymore. Step 2 of the profit system is researching competitors, and we're about to become professional business stalkers, but not the creepy kind, the profitable kind. Think of yourself as a detective, except instead of solving murders, you're solving the mystery of how the hell are these people making so much money? What are we actually looking for? Well, we need to answer 3 simple questions about our competitors. What kind of content do they post? What are they selling? How much money are they making? So we're gonna jump into my laptop for a second and funnel hack some real accounts together. We're gonna look at what they sell, what content they post, and how much they're making. Now, before we jump in, I just wanna say, here's what most people miss. Don't focus on follower count, focus on views per video. A page with 50,000 followers getting 500,000 views per video makes more money than a page with 200,000 followers getting 5,000 views per video. And that's because views equal potential clicks, clicks equal potential customers, and customers equal money in your pocket. All right, so here's a health page, but understand that not every page is around the broad market, meaning this page isn't around just health. It's around one specific problem. Because if you create a page around one specific problem, you are gonna attract one specific audience. And making money on Instagram is a lot about getting views, but also making sure that the views are of the right audience. And that's how you're gonna be able to sell with a very high conversion rate. So as you see, this page right here is around bloating. Other words for this could be gut health. Now let's take a look into Google Trends for a second and just type in bloating or gut health. What I'm looking for here is if this is a trending problem in the health market. And as you can see, year over year, there is a higher and higher demand for bloating. Let's just type in gut health to double check, and boom, absolute explosion. All right, let's see what they're selling really quickly. And as you can see, they're selling a supplement for bloating. Looks like the product is a lot of great ratings, made in the USA, gluten-free, vegan, and non-GMO. It's pretty awesome. Now let's go ahead and look at the reels for a second.
Wife sleeps with one leg out of the blanket. She's not being dramatic. It's called her thermometer leg, and it might be her only relief right now. Let me explain why. Hot flashes aren't just feeling warm. They're intense, sometimes burning.
All right, I'm not a husband and I don't have a wife, but of course this resonates with a lot of people. This video got 100,000 views. All right, let's take a look at another video as well. This one got 670,000 views.
The dark side of the cheerleading industry, nobody is allowed to talk about. I was a top NFL cheerleader for 5 years, and here's what we actually had to do to stay snatched and flawless all season. We couldn't wear bras with our uniforms, so to keep our boobs from sagging, we had...
All right, so for the hook of that video, obviously it's targeting one certain audience. And she mentioned staying snatched and staying fit. So immediately this is telling me that this video is about gut health and bloating. Now, while we play the rest of the video, what you'll see is she's talking about the things that she ate to stay snatched and to stay fit. And what you'll notice later in the video is that there are some sort of call to actions in the actual video. Now, the call to action is telling people to comment a keyword to get access to the product that she uses. As you can see, she says, just comment cayenne and I'll send it to you. And for the people that comment cayenne, they actually get the link to the product. So not only is this video around health, but a sub niche of it is bloating or gut health. They are also educating the audience and then really pushing them to buy the solution, which is the product. So because they're making a direct correlation between the content and the product, they are not only getting views, but a high quality audience. And that audience wants to solve the problem. The solution to that problem is the product. So that's an example of one. Let's look at an example of another. So here's Accurate Thought. This is in the manifestation niche. Now, if you look at the content right here, we'll play this one over here.
Yourself over and over again, I am unstoppable. I am unstoppable. I can do anything I put my mind to. And wonderfully enough, you do become what you think about most of the time. You also become what you say to yourself most of the time. And that means that you accept complete responsibility for yourself and for your business and for everything that happens. You see, the big problem in our world today is people are trying to blame other people. I'm where I am and what I am because of myself. And here's the most wonderful thing. When you accept responsibility, you stop making excuses, you stop criticizing, you stop complaining.
Pretty solid video. It got 350,000 views. And as you can see, this page essentially posts this content over and over and over again with different speakers and in different packaging formats. Now, what you'll notice on this page as well is they're creating content specifically around the manifestation niche. So very similar to the strategy of the other page that we looked at, this page is constantly producing content around the problem. And the problem is essentially teaching people how to leverage the law of attraction and manifestation into their life to make it better. And as you'll see, the product that they're selling is this actual book on manifestation, law of attraction, laws of the universe. You'll see there's a direct correlation between the audience and the product. Now, I actually know the person running this page, so I know how much they're making, and they're making about $20,000 to $30,000 a month right now. And they only have 246,000 followers. Now, I have friends that have pages with millions of followers, and they're not even close to making that same amount of money. An example of a bad niche is motivation. The reason why these pages don't make a lot of money is because the content on the pages don't directly correlate with the product that they're selling. Now, we'll talk about this a little bit later in the video, but it's an important thing to understand. But I also mentioned views matter on pages when it comes to the actual reels they post, not so much followers. And that's because the main competitors that you choose, you'll actually be taking inspiration from the content that they're posting for your own content. And we don't want to look at pages that have just a lot of followers, but we want to look at pages that are growing. That way we can kind of take and mimic their content format for our own page. Step 3 of the profit system is optimize niche and product. And this is where most people mess up. They either pick a niche so broad they're competing with everyone, or so narrow they're selling to 3 people. Your content needs to connect to your product like a bridge connects to 2 cities. If you're making content about hockey and selling golf equipment, you've built a bridge to nowhere. I kind of explained it with the pages that we saw that are actually making money. The content needs to be directly correlated to the product that we're selling. Otherwise, you're going to bring in the wrong audience. You're not going to be able to nurture them, and they're not going to want to buy the product because it's not a solution to the problem that they're facing. An example of breakdown is, let's say our market is make money online, which is a massive ocean. And when I say massive ocean, I'm saying there are so many different ways of making money online. You can't just attack the whole market. I mean, you can, but then you're going to have a low quality audience, and it's going to be really hard for you to sell anything. So your specific focus should be something like Instagram growth or trading, right? Choose a specific lake. Let's say we picked Instagram growth. Now your customer is people who want help starting their Instagram business, which is your fishing spot. Now understand this, your page is built around the problem, not necessarily around the product. As long as your page is built around the problem, you can always change the product. Just make sure the product is always going to be solving the problem you're talking about in your content. At the end of the day, a product is just a link in your bio. If you're stressed about picking the perfect product, then you're completely overthinking it. And also think about it like this. It's not about getting as many link clicks into your product as possible and thinking that the landing page is going to be some magical thing that's going to convert everybody that goes on there. Your content creates the product. Your content sells the product. People should already be convinced to purchase before clicking that link in your bio. And that's what master marketers are so good at and why they make so much money. So you have two paths that are available. You can partner with existing product developers, let people with years of experience handle product creation while you focus on the traffic, or you can build your own now, or what I suggest is later. Start with affiliate marketing, learn what your audience wants, then create your own version of that in the future once you have a massive audience that you've built for yourself and also just learned about how to solve those people's problems a little bit more. Step 4 of the profit system is finding viral content. Think of Instagram as a massive database of tested content. Millions of videos have already been posted and the algorithm already has told us which ones work. Your job isn't to guess what might go viral, it's to find what already went viral and make it better. Building your swipe file shouldn't take longer than 30 to 60 minutes. If you're spending 3 hours researching, you're just procrastinating and not preparing. The goal is finding 5 to 10 viral videos. And the process is simple. Find competitors, grab their viral videos, and move on. Your goal is to gather intelligence. So here's the framework. If your competitor has 40,000 followers, you only want to recreate videos with at least over 80,000 views, 2 times more views than followers. Anything below that and their content flopped. Anything significantly above that, it went viral. Now, the reason why I say that is because we want to only take inspiration from content that got pushed out by the algorithm, or in other words, pushed out to new audiences. Meaning if the page has 40,000 followers, but the video has 80,000 views, that means Instagram pushed it out to new audiences. And that's simple math. Let me spell it out for you with an example breakdown. 40,000 followers, but 15,000 views, skip it. 40,000 followers, but 500,000 views, study it. 40,000 followers and 2.6 million views, steal the concept immediately. Bingo. So here's the content ideation spreadsheet strategy, and we're gonna jump into my computer real quick. All you're gonna wanna do is paste your main competitors in these columns right here. 3 to 5 competitors is enough. You can go up to 10, but I wouldn't go anything past that or you're wasting your time. Then take some of their viral videos and paste them right here. And again, follow our 2x formula. All you're doing is you're simply building a menu of proven concepts you can execute better. You should also take any viral video and break it into components. Consciously consume it and actually study it. For example, most viral videos have a hook, which is the first 3 seconds that stop the scroll. Then you have the pre-value, which is the promise of what's coming next, and you leave the audience with anticipation that this video is going to be valuable, so I should keep watching it. Then the value, the actual information that's delivered. Now, for most of my videos, I like to do step by step because that way people can easily follow along. Pretend like you're speaking to a 5th grader. People are dumb and you want to cater to everybody. And then you have a call to action, what the viewers want to do next. And that's generally at the end of your video. But here's the real strategy. Don't just copy. Upgrade. If they show one AI tool, show a newer AI tool. If their process has 5 steps, make yours 4 steps. Make it simpler. Make it easy to digest. Now, to speak a little bit about how the Instagram algorithm works, it's very, very simple. There are 2 buckets that you need to focus on. The first bucket is your retention bucket, and the second one is engagement. Now, essentially what retention is, and also called the average iteration, it's the average amount of time that somebody watches your video. Now, Instagram's #1 goal is to keep people on the platform because that's how their stock shoots up, and they're here to make money. They're not a nonprofit. Don't get it twisted. And so you have to make sure your videos are punchy, your videos are easy to digest, and you want to push people along the path. Meaning you want to get them to watch as much of that video as possible. And that's the first and main thing that Instagram looks at. Now, the second thing is engagement. Think likes, saves, shares, and comments. Now, here's the thing. If your video is valuable enough, people will comment, people will like. One thing I do for my videos in the Make Money Online space is I say, hey, if you want the full in-depth training, comment this keyword and I'll send it right over to you. Now, people understand the general process. Now I'm giving them an option to watch the full breakdown. And of course, after watching that simple video, who wouldn't want to comment and watch the full training? I'm making it stupid simple. And also, if the video is valuable, why not save it? Why not share it to a friend? And those are our engagement hacks. Step 5 of the profit system is implement production. There are only 2 pieces of the puzzle: the script and the packaging. Now, the script is the overall idea and structure of the video, and the packaging is the editing, lighting, location, tonality, sound effects, caption, energy, etc. Think about it as if you were creating a movie. The script is the screenplay and the story. The packaging is the cinematography, soundtrack, special effects, acting, performance, and set design. Now, that might sound like a handful, but it's really not as soon as you start studying proven viral videos. You'll see that oftentimes they incorporate these elements, and most viral videos are pretty much the same. Both of these things are very important because you can have the best story ever written, but if it's filmed with a potato camera and terrible audio, it goes straight to the discount bin at Walmart. So here's the process behind the strategy. Instagram needs people glued to their platform so they can run ads and make billions. They reward content that keeps people engaged with more distribution. In other words, they will push your piece of content if your piece of content keeps people on the platform engaged and watching all the way through. Now, the 3 most important metrics that you should pay attention to are the average view duration, which is the most important, saves, which is people that want to reference the video later, and then shares, which is people that show their friends. Comments and likes are nice to have, but kind of like a secondary thing. Focus on the big 3. Let's talk about the viral video checklist for a second. So you need a strong hook that stops the scroll. You want trending music, which gives it an algorithmic boost. You want it to be fast-paced, which keeps attention, clear captions for attention, and an emotional hook, which makes people care. Now, the only tools you really need for this are your phone, CapCut, which is the editing software, it's free, trending music, auto captions, which you can find in CapCut, and fast cuts every 3 to 4 seconds. Now, I have a full training on how to use all this and create videos on my channel, so you should watch that later. And I'll plug that exact video at the end of this video, so keep watching. Now, I say this next part with emphasis: skip the expensive stuff. Your phone works completely fine. I used my phone and my laptop for the first 3 years and I made millions of dollars with them. I didn't need the most expensive stuff. Now, eventually I invested in a camera and things like that, but again, I just wanted to increase my quality and reinvest into my business. And you don't even need lighting if you create pages like faceless AI avatars. All you need is literally your phone and a couple AI tools. Now let's look into metrics. So once you post your video, you should deep dive into your metrics. This is very important. Look at your watch time. If your watch time is super low, fix your hook. Let's say your average watch time is 10 seconds. You should pay attention to that 10-second mark and see where you went wrong. It tells you exactly where retention dropped for you to look at and of course fix it. If there's an early drop off, speed up the pacing or slightly change up the script. If there's no comments, have a stronger call to action. If you have no profile visits, then you're probably hitting the wrong audience. Change up your messaging and the content. Now, step 6 of the profit system is target sales and monetization. This is where views become dollars, but most people mess this up by trying to sell immediately instead of nurturing first. Think about it this way. When someone discovers your page, they don't know you. You're just a random person on the street. Now, you wouldn't buy from a stranger immediately, nor would you go to somebody and ask them to buy something from you. So why would they do it online? It's kind of like going to the bar and the first words that come out of your mouth is, hey, do you want to sleep with me? No, bro. I just met you. So again, why would you do that online? It doesn't make sense. The key is building a relationship first, then introducing your solution when they're ready. I mean, look at the pages that we saw earlier in this video. What you notice is they're giving value, value, value. And then when it comes time, they push a call to action and push you to their product, which is the solution. They're amplifying that pain point, amplifying that problem, providing some insight and value, and then their full solution is the product. Now, here's the multi-channel sales system you can implement to start attracting sales. Now, for most of this video, we were talking about Reels because Reels, or in other words, short form content, is the best way to grow your account. So what are things that you can use once you do have a following to really start selling? Luckily for you, Instagram has a bunch of other features. So you're definitely gonna wanna use things like stories and highlights. In stories and highlights, you're gonna wanna put social proof and testimonials for followers who want to dig deeper. They wanna see proof that the solution works works, and they also want to see other people purchasing. Next, direct messages. You can qualify leads and handle objections personally. And whenever you tell people to comment a certain keyword in your video, you can actually use ManyChat to automate all these comments. And whenever you tell people to comment a keyword in your reel, you can actually use ManyChat to automate all the DMs. People's comments are triggered and those send automatic links in the DMs. You can also use something called pin posts. And pin posts are basically video sales letter at the top of your profile. Then you have feed posts, authority content showing results and case studies. Let me expose myself real quick. Let's jump into my laptop and I'll show you exactly how I use all these things. So if you look at my reels, I have a lot of call to actions in my reels. Now, when people comment these keywords such as training, you'll see that I actually send them an attachment to my training. Now, for stories, if we look at this one right here, this is a relationship building story. This is a story about how I made my first money online. Now, I'm going to go a little bit slower and you can pause the video if you want to see what I actually wrote. And then you see in my highlights, I have a bunch of results and there are a ton of them, just an endless wall of results because we're the best community in the world. And then you see in my pin posts, I have basically a high level overview of exactly what I do to make money on Instagram. Again, you can pause the video if you want to read through this. Now, this system works because it meets people where they are in the buying journey. Some people need lots of social proof before purchasing, and they also need a lot of touch points and a lot of reminders of why they're there in the first place or how the solution can actually help them in their life. Now, with marketing, there's something called the 7 touch point system. Meaning on average, it takes 7 touch points for somebody to actually purchase. Some people purchase in 3 touch points, some people purchase in 20 touch points, but on average, it's about 7 if you're hitting the right audience, which is why the messaging in the reels is super important. And other people also want to ask questions first. Some prefer to research it on their own. Your job is to have touch points for all personality types. But at the end of the day, people will only buy from you if they trust you. So here's the exact framework you can use to make that happen. The Trust, Authority, Leadership Framework. Every piece of content should build on one of these 3 pillars. Trust is transparency and authenticity. Authority is testimonials, results, and social proof. And leadership is your beliefs, opportunities, and enemies. Remember, people don't buy products. They buy better versions of themselves. Every touch point in this system helps them visualize who they can become with your help. Stories and highlights show social proof of transformation. DMs provide personalized guidance. ManyChat captures them at peak interest. Pin posts clarify the offer. Feed posts build the relationship over time. And the key insight is that every different person needs a different amount of nurturing before they buy. Although there is an average time, like I said. Some people purchase after seeing one video. Others need weeks of consuming your content before they trust you enough to spend any money. And although I showed a personal brand in my example, which is my personal brand, this works the exact same way for faceless pages or pretty much any brand out there. Now, this framework that I went over accommodates both while maximizing the value you attract from every single view. Your page becomes a 24/7 sales machine that builds relationships, demonstrates value, and converts prospects into customers without you having to be online constantly managing individual conversations. Now, that's it for this video. I hope it provided you with a ton of value. I'm actually going to put a massive free training that I did on the screen right now. I suggest you watch it. It's one of the most incredible videos that I've ever put out on this channel. And honestly, I have some of the most experience in this space, so not to toot my own horn, but you should probably learn from me. Anyways, that's it for this one. Drop any comments below if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.